Hello viewers and welcome to this short video presentation. Following a number of requests by colleagues and subscribers to my channel to discuss more about human factors and behavioral safety, here is another short video on the subject matter. So please sit back and enjoy. Have you ever thought to yourself, why do intelligent, well-trained people still make mistakes that lead to accidents? The answer lies in understanding human factors and behavioral safety. Here is a key statistic. Human error contributes to approximately 80 to 90% of workplace accidents, yet most safety programs focus primarily on technical solutions. Let's take a quick look at understanding human factors. What are human factors? Human factors is the science of understanding how people interact with systems, technology, and their environment. It examines cognitive capabilities and limitations, how we process information, make decisions, and remember. Physical capabilities and limitations, strength, reach, vision, hearing, social and organizational influences, team dynamics, communication, culture. Let's take a look at the three interconnected elements that influence safety. The individual, skills, experience, physical mental state. The task, complexity, time pressure, procedures. The environment, physical conditions, organizational culture, equipment design. This is what we refer to as the human factors triangle. Humans are not the problem to be fixed. The system must be designed to accommodate human nature. Let's take a quick overview of the fundamentals of behavioral safety. What is behavioral safety? Behavioral safety is a proactive approach that focuses on observable behaviors rather than just outcomes, positive reinforcement of safe behaviors, data-driven decision-making based on behavior observation, and employee involvement in safety processes. Now we will look at the ABC model of behavior. This is nothing new. In fact, the ABC model dates back to the 1950s and originated from Albert Ellis as part of his rational emotive behavior therapy. Here is a detailed breakdown. Antecedents. What triggers behavior, procedures, training, environment. These are events or situations that precede a behavior and may trigger or prompt it. Behaviors. Observable actions, safe or at risk. This is the specific action or response that is being observed. It should be described in a clear and measurable way. Consequences. What follows behavior? Positive, negative, or neutral. These are the events or outcomes that follow the behavior. They can either reinforce or discourage the behavior from happening again in the future. Core principle. What gets measured, recognized, and reinforced gets repeated. Here we will take a brief look at the four main areas of human error, starting with skill-based errors. Slips. These are unintended actions, for example, reaching for wrong switch. Or lapses, memory failures, such as forgetting a step in procedure. Rule-based errors. Misapplication, for example, using wrong rule for a situation. Or non-application. This could be failing to apply a known rule. Knowledge-based errors, example, confirmation bias. Seeing what we expect to see. Or overconfidence, overestimating our abilities. The fourth and final one on this list is violations. This is broken down into three for this presentation. Routine violations. This can be described as shortcuts that become habitual. Situational violations. Breaking rules due to circumstances. A common example is production pressure. Do it safely, but get it done by the end of the day. Finally, the exceptional violations. This is normally situations such as deliberate rule breaking. So how do we move forward? Let's take a look at some prevention strategies. First, we can start with design-based solutions. Error-resistant design. Build in safeguards against mistakes. Error-tolerant designs. This helps minimize the consequences of errors. User-centered design. Design systems around human capabilities. Prevention strategy number 2 covers behavioral interventions. Ensure clear procedures, simple step-by-step processes. training and competency, continual personal development, including regular skills development. Implement feedback systems, communicate immediate information on performance. All organizations benefit from recognition programs, giving positive reinforcement for safe behavior. The final prevention strategy we will look at in this presentation is organizational approaches. Here we will just briefly touch on 3 areas. Safety culture, the values, beliefs, and norms that prioritize safety within the organization. A just culture approach. This encourages balancing accountability with learning from errors. Leadership commitment. This must be visible and consistent safety leadership. Let's take a brief look at a 4-step process for a framework for implementation. Step 1. Identify critical behaviors. Focus on high-risk, high-frequency behaviors. Use incident data and observations to prioritize actions. Ensure behaviors are observable and measurable. Step 2. Measure current performance. Establish baseline through observation. Document current behaviors, performance levels, or system states through careful monitoring and measurement before implementing any changes, ensuring you have a clear reference point to measure progress against. Use structured observation tools. Employ standardized checklists, forms, rubrics, or systematic data collection methods to ensure consistent, objective, and comprehensive gathering of information while minimizing bias and oversight. Train observers for consistency. Provide standardized training, practice sessions, and calibration exercises to ensure all observers interpret behaviors, criteria, and measurement scales uniformly. Step 3. Implement interventions. Apply antecedent strategies, training, reminders, and procedures. Provide immediate feedback on performance. Recognize and reinforce safe behaviors. Actively identify and acknowledge when individuals demonstrate proper safety practices through positive feedback, rewards, or public recognition, which strengthens the likelihood that these behaviors will be repeated and adopted by others. Final step, Step 4, evaluate and adjust. Track behavior trends over time. Monitor and analyze patterns in safety behaviors, performance metrics, or compliance rates across weeks, months, or years to identify improvements, declines, or cyclical patterns that inform targeted interventions and long-term strategic planning. Assess impact on safety outcomes. Measure and evaluate how behavioral interventions, training programs, or safety initiatives directly affect key metrics such as incident rates, injury frequency, near-miss reports, and overall workplace safety performance to determine effectiveness and guide future improvements. And the last process in this step is to continuously improve based on data. What are the key takeaways? Remember these 3 points. Human error is normal. Design systems to accommodate human limitations. Don't just blame people. Behavior drives results. Focus on what people do, not just what happens to them. Culture trumps everything. Create an environment where safe behavior is valued, expected, and rewarded. The question isn't whether humans will make errors, they will. The question is, what are we doing to prevent those errors from becoming incidents?